What's up YouTube? Welcome to the video. In this video I'm going to be discussing the 30-day squat challenge I did, which was squatting every day for 30 days. In this video I'm going to go over why I did it, the rep scheme, calorie surplus, all these kind of things to kind of give you guys the results of what I did. Why did I do it? So the reason why I did it was I wanted to challenge myself. I wanted to try something different. I've been training for about 8 years now, so I wanted to try something that was out of my comfort zone. Squatting every day isn't something that's ideal for anybody, but I wanted to see how my body would recover, how my body would respond, and things like that. The main reason I really did want to do it was I wanted to bring up my squat numbers again. So that was like one of the main driving causes for why. What were my results? So the results from this was actually pretty shocking in my opinion. So I'll post the videos, I'll show you guys all the progress throughout this whole video. Basically, when I started, you won't see it in the videos I have posted here, but when I started, at the start of all of this I was squatting 315 for maybe a double, and by the end of this I was squatting 425 for single, 405 for 8, and 315 for 18 or 17 or something like that. So the results were pretty fucking crazy in my opinion. Injuries. Did I feel any injuries? Did I get hurt at all? Did I notice any muscle fatigue, things like that? If anything, it actually helped my injuries. So I have had knee pain previously in a couple of years from squatting, heavy of course. And what it did for me was it actually made my joints and ligaments feel better, surprisingly. A lot of people have a misconception about that. Squatting every day will just damage and continuously tear down those joints. From my experience, this is anecdotal, so keep that in mind. I had very good results with it. I had no knee pain at all. If anything, my knee pain got better. I had no knee pain by the end of this. And if anything, my squats, everything felt better. So that was the biggest thing for me, was I thought that my knees would kind of take a big hit from this, but surprisingly they didn't. So that was kind of my injury side of things. How many days did I do the squats? So I squatted 26 days in a row. I didn't really have any rest days at all. I squatted 26 days in a row. No rest days. The reason why I did this was I like to train every day. I don't really like rest days. I know it's science says not to, but I just don't want to. So I didn't. Results were pretty shocking for me. And the reason why I didn't get to 30 days, unfortunately, was because I went on a vacation, so I wasn't able to complete all 30 days. But 26 days, 315 for a double, 425 for a single. My realistic single that I think I can go for is probably something around 450, to be honest with you. So very good results from this. A lot of people are going to ask, were you in a surplus? Were you cutting? Things like this. I was in a surplus the entire time. So keep in mind, I was probably about 500 to 700 calories above what I should have been eating maintenance calorie wise. The reason for this was I just wanted to make sure that my body was fully recovered each day. So if I were in a calorie deficit, it would be a lot harder, especially if I'm going to be losing weight while I'm trying to gain strength. It just didn't seem ideal, so I thought I'd give this an opportunity to just kind of eat, in a sense, what I wanted. Within reason, of course. I tracked everything. I do track all my calories, things like that. So that was kind of the results of that. I do suggest being in a surplus if you are going to be doing this, just because you are going to recover better. Results are going to be a little bit better as you put on a little bit more weight, but just don't overdo it. Don't fucking go to crazy calorie surpluses just to do this, okay? Honestly, this has been a very fun journey for me to do squatting every day for 30 days. Well, 26, you know. The things I've learned from this was my squat form got incredibly good. I slowed down the eccentric tremendously. Overall strength and explosiveness out of the hole was much better. Made sure to dive deeper into the hole rather than kind of break parallel. Some of the videos you see I'm at parallel, sometimes above, but I mean those are usually the rep videos that you'll see. But overall, I do suggest trying this if you haven't. It's definitely something to try if you're looking to do something different, especially for legs. Really wanted to try and build my squat back up to where it was before. Keep in mind, previously, 2 years ago, I have hit 455 for a single, so that is my heaviest squat ever. So the results may vary, right? Because if you're looking at it from that perspective, if you are going up for 1 rep maxes and you previously have not hit any weight that high, your body isn't going to be primed and ready for something like that. So the thing I'd like to add is that I did alternate between high bar and low bar during this time. The reason for this is I was trying to take some strain off my hamstrings or my quads, vice versa. Depending on the day, sometimes I would do high bar 2 days in a row, low bar 2 days in a row, depending. Everything was by feel. A lot of people will add front squats in there as well. I personally am just not a fan of them, so I stayed away from them. But I would say, and if you are comfortable with doing both, I would alternate them. Being equally strong in both movements, both bar paths, is definitely good and beneficial for you in a lot of ways. So I personally prefer high bar just for quad growth, things like that. But strength wise, I'm definitely stronger with low bar. So let's go over the rep scheme. It's going to be different for everybody. I'll use a general rule of thumb is the 5-3-1 warm up. You'll probably know this from strength programming, things like that. Usually what they do is the 5-3-1 warm up. For me, I would do bar for 10 reps, plate 35, so 135 for 10 reps, 225 for 5 reps, and then I jump straight to 315 for a single. I sometimes skip that three rep max kind of thing just to conserve my energy. I was trying to max out almost every single day. Now this goes against everything people say. Don't 1 rep max every day. Go off how your body feels. This entire programming was off how I felt that day. Okay, so let's say the start of the thing was 315 for doubles. Okay, the next day is 320 for a single. The day after that is 325 for a single, and so on and so forth. But it will also vary on how you feel that day. So let's say second day I do 320 for a single, third day I'm going for 325 and I'm not exactly feeling it. I'll go back down to 320, do that for the single, and then I'll do 2 back off sets or even just 1 back off set. But I'll pick a weight that I felt comfortable with, and I will always try to do a PR. So let's say I got my 320 and I wasn't feeling a 325 for that day. So what I will back down to is, let's say 275 or 300, and just do an all-out AMRAP for me. So that could vary for anybody, but I would say either do 1 or 2 back off sets like that. And this is what I did every single day. So I'd do 1 top set of a single. If I wasn't feeling the heavier single, I would do the previous day's single and then back down and do 2 back off sets of AMRAPs. So as many reps as I could with a certain weight. And then that was it. I only did 3 working sets or even 2 working sets each day. This goes against a lot of what people say, but for me, this worked. This is what I wanted to try. This was my programming for me. So keep that in mind when you are trying this. So it is going to be very difficult, especially if your body's not used to taking quite a big hit on your CNS. PRing every day will take that hit on you, so keep that in mind as well. If I didn't hit that single PR, then I would back down and try to PR the reps. And if I didn't do that, then I would back the weight off again and do it again. Every day you have to challenge yourself with this. You can't just, be lazy. You have to challenge yourself. You have to push yourself when you're trying to do something like this. This is the reason why I did it. I wanted something to challenge myself. I wanted to push and see what I was capable of. And 315 for a double to 425 for a single in 26 days. So the results for me were very good. It will vary and it will change depending on the person. It's really about intensity. Like, you really have to challenge yourself. I go against a lot of what the science says because I know my body. And you need to really challenge yourself to understand that. Otherwise, you're going to remain the same. You're going to stay in the 10 rep scheme and bullshit like this. You need to really push yourself and find out what you're capable of. So that's kind of my experience with the squat every day for 30 days, 26 days. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like a video, give me a like, thumbs up, things like that. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments below and I'll try to answer them as quickly as possible. Thanks guys for watching. Take care.